And welcome back to another Paul's Aquariums unboxing video. I am Paul, this is Paul's Aquariums. Aquarium shop in Brisbane, Australia for the last long time. Over 20 years, over 25 years, yeah. I get sick of saying 26 years, whoop-de-doo, a long time. But we have lots of awesome fish to unbox in this video, and half of them haven't turned up, so there's going to be a panic halfway through this video as I'm sort of opening boxes and lifting bags up and freaking out and going, oh. So half of this video will be like normal, which is this part here, and the other half will just be weird. As if this isn't weird enough. Anyway, let's get started. Oh, before we get started, as you see on the screen, we have some Senegal Bichir, or Bircher, as I like to call them. Awesome prehistoric looking fish. They look like little tiny dinosaurs. They're bred by me. They're about 8 to 10 centimeters. Super awesome fish. Gonna max out about 20 to 30 centimeters. Very awesome looking fish. If you want to know about them, either give the shop a ring or comment down below. Multiple videos on my channel about breeding them and looking after them and stuff. A couple of people already got their names down, so if you're watching this and you've messaged me during the week, we have them for you, and there's still some extra ones for everyone else. So awesome fish to start with. Anyway, we have the first actual bag of fish as opposed to my fish that I'm selling because they're awesome. These are, what are these? Zebra danios. These are the longfin golden zebra danios. They are really nice fish. Now these are temperate. They're going to survive really cold to really warm. So anything from like 5-10 degrees Celsius all the way up to 30 degrees Celsius. pH wise, anything from 6.5 to about 7.5, as long as it doesn't jump too quickly or anything. They are a really nice temperate fish. You don't have to heat in southeast Queensland, but they are okay in heated tanks. Schooling, so you want a group of 5 or 6 of them, and they will spend forever darting back and forward and everywhere in the tank. The long fin version obviously means long fins, and the gold version means gold, because they're gold with long fins. We may have a couple of other different types in here. No idea where they are, but there are normally zebra stripy, silvery ones, and then there's spotty ones and all sorts of stuff. But those are those, yes. Good start. We have a very small bag of neon tetras. I hope there's more than one little bag of those. These are your red and blue tetras from South America. So pH wise 6 to 7, temperature wise 22 degrees to about 26 degrees. Red, blue, white belly, peaceful schooling fish. Keep them with smaller other little peaceful fish. You can keep them with zebra danios and other little tropical fish, as long as you keep them within that range of their pH and temperature. Schooling, so keep a group of 6 or more of them. Just a really nice fish. That is their natural color, come from South America. Just a cool little tetra. They'll live up to 10 years in captivity, so they'll live quite a while for such a tiny little awesome fish. But neon tetras are our second fish, or is it third fish technically with the dinosaur-y things. Okay, again with the little bags. They are some fancy black-tailed guppy. I think they're black, they may go blue. So guppies are a Central American live bearer. I always say cichlid, but they're not. They're a live bearer, which means they give birth to live babies. These don't, because these are the males. The females don't have as big and showy tails as a rule. Some do, but most don't. But guppies are a super peaceful little fish. So because they've got a big tail, you don't want to keep them for anything that's going to nip their tails. They don't like the water acidic, so anything pH wise from like 7 to about 7.5 or so is perfectly fine for guppies. And temperature wise, anything from 20 degrees Celsius up to like 28 or so degrees Celsius as well. Really nice guppies, and there should be a lot of different guppies. I think we've still got lots of colors in store, and there should be a fair few bags of guppies in here. Those are not guppies. Wow. The bags are getting smaller, and the things in the bags are getting smaller, which is probably a good thing. But we have some awesome blue Neocaridina cherry shrimp, and yeah, they are very blue. They are very cool shrimp. So that's their natural color of it. They're not dyed or anything like that. These are from China. They like the water cold. So anything from like ideal range is probably like about 16 degrees to about 22 degrees. If you keep them between that 20 and 22 degrees range, they breed really well, and you'll just build up a lot of awesome shrimp. Genetic wise, you're going to get blues, you might get some blacks. It depends on what their parents were and their parents' parents. If you mix these with fish are going to try and eat all the little baby ones, so you might end up with just brownie coloured ones over time, or no shrimp at all, depending on what fish you keep them with. We'll keep them with the smallest, tiniest little nano fish that are less likely going to eat their babies. But if you have them in just a shrimp-only tank, you're going to have lots of shrimp. So yeah, mix them with fish. Fish will probably eat a fair few of them. but there's always the exception to the rule. So pH wise, anything from about 6.5 to about 7.5 again, so long as there's no jumping around. But they are just an awesome little shrimp, and they're the red cherry shrimp, but they're line bred to be blue, which who doesn't want a blue shrimp? They're kind of awesome. I keep them at home. I should keep more, but I'm not keeping any of these unless there's some really cool ones. Haha. Next. Oh, we have rainbow sharks. Okay, so these are a little Asian shark. They're not really a shark, so they look like a shark. They're called a shark, but they're not a shark. They're going to max out about 10-15 centimeters. They get territorial, so you don't want any more than one per tank as they mature. I don't know why they're called a rainbow shark, and we do this every time. They're sort of like a bluey, purpley, grey body with orangey red fins. That is not a rainbow, people. That is just weird. What a weird name, but otherwise they are a peaceful algae eater apart from other fish that look identical to them. So if you keep them with like black mollies with red fins, they're probably going to think they're another shark and harass them all the time. They want a little cave or territory. pH wise, anything from again 6.5 to 7.5. They've got a big range in the wild where they come from. And yeah, generally just a nice looking fish. Temperature wise, 20 degrees up to 26 degrees. And yeah, one per tank. They will get big, so you don't want them in anything smaller than like a 60-litre tank or so. But rainbow sharks, even though they're a two-coloured rainbow. More South American tetras. We have some silvertip tetras, called a silvertip tetra because they're a tetra with silver tips. It is a true story. Lovely looking fish. So the males and females are slightly different colors of amber. I suppose you could call that amber. And obviously they have the really nice whitey silver tips on them. Peaceful fish. They're going to max out about that 5 centimeters or so. Schooling, so keep a group again of like 5 or 6 or more. And from South America, they have a pH of 6 to about 7 or so. So as long as they're slightly acidic, they're going to be perfectly fine. Temperature wise, 22 to 26 degrees. Just a nice looking different type of tetra. There are a lot of tetras. I have no idea how many tetras we've got in here because half the stuff hasn't arrived. Leopard catfish. Now these are a peaceful little South American Corydoras catfish. They're going to max out about that 6 centimeters or so. Again, a schooling fish. They've got a really nice sort of coral sort of pattern to them. Black and silver with that nice little black dot on the dorsal fin. There's about 3 or 4 different species of cories that look kind of the same. They just call these ones a leopard cory. They might be trilineatus. I'm not entirely sure until I look at them in the bag and know exactly what they are, but nice peaceful schooling. Keep your pH anything from about 6.5 to 7, temperature wise 20 to 26 degrees. As long as you've got 3 or more of them, they're going to spend ages just rummage around peacefully on the bottom of your tank. Not an algae eating catfish, but they are going to spend all their time grazing uneaten food and stirring up your substrate to make everything lovely and clean. Awesome little catfish. Oh, okay, we have lots of little bags this time, but these we have not had for quite a while. Oh, and they're a decent size too. I see males, I see females. Celestial pearl danios. Now these are not a dinio, but they are a really, really awesome little fish. They're going to max out about 2.5 centimeters. Beautiful little fish. As you can kind of see on screen, hopefully I've got the camera angle right, but they are super peaceful. pH wise, anything from 6.5 to 7.5. Temperature wise, anything from 20 degrees up to like 26 degrees or so. A really, really nice, pretty little nano fish. Awesome fish. Schooling, so you want a group of them, so try and get like 4 or 5 or more, but they just are a really nice fish that we don't get that often. Easy to breed too, so you can build up numbers. Yes, I haven't bred them for a good year or so. I do have some in a couple of heated tubs at home, so I will be breeding more, but get in while you can. If you've been thinking about getting these and haven't seen them around, get them now because they are really, really awesome little fish. Retail around that $20, $25 price range to give you an idea, but they are just a nice little fish. They look like a really fancy trout, kind of, sort of. Yeah, they're just a lovely looking fish, super peaceful. You can kind of get away with shrimp and with them and all that sort of stuff. They're just non-aggressive and just a really nice little nano fish. Finally, got some of those back in. We have more sharks. These are red tail sharks, so different species than the rainbow shark, and obviously called a red tail shark because they have a red tail. Yes. And these have got more of a black body than the rainbow sharks, which is like a purpley grey body type rainbow. I'm never going to get over the name of rainbow sharks, but these, obviously well named, Now, same sort of thing applies. If you mix one of these with a rainbow shark, they're probably going to fight once they mature, and they get about that 10 to 15 centimeters sort of thing on average. So same with these. If you have more than one in a tank long term, they're going to harass each other. So it's better one per tank long term. Awesome algae eaters, really nice looking fish. If you want a jet black fish with a bright red tail that looks like a shark but won't eat any other fish, they're going to scavenge. So if there's a dead or dying fish, they're going to prey on them. But just about every other fish does. Temperature wise, exactly the same as the rainbow shark, so anything from 20 degrees to 26 degrees, and pH wise, anything from that 6.5 to 7.5. Again, just awesome looking fish. Okay, more endless live bearers. I think we had endless live bearers last week in the weird blue balloon pillow thing unboxed. Oh, we have some really nice metallic colors in here. Okay, every time we get endless live bearers and guppies, there's a huge mixture of colors. As you can probably see them on the screen, there's a big mixture. So I think we have some black bars, and there's some weird reds and orangey pinky colored ones. So these are like a guppy, but they stay a lot smaller. They're probably like about a quarter of the size of a guppy. So awesome for little nano tanks. If you've got a small tank with little tiny tetras and stuff, these will do really well. They don't like the water too acidic, so go from that pH of 7 to 7.5. And temperature wise, they'll survive like 18 degrees all the way up to like about 25, 28 degrees, around that sort of stuff. So they've got a big range of temperatures and pH, which makes them a little bit easier to keep. More danios, and these are the normal zebra colored ones. Okay, so the non-gold of the zebra longfin danios, and they are longfin. Yes, they are longfin. They're a decent size too. Oh, they're a pretty meaty size this time. So they're going to max out about 5-6 centimeters. Everything I said about the golden danios applies to these. Schooling, peaceful, low temperature, high temperature, that low pH to high pH, so well 6.5 to 7.5. So there's a big range in temperatures and pHs. They have a huge range in the wild, so they adapt pretty well to a big variety of conditions as long as it's a slow gradual change. But lots of longfin zebra danios. I don't know what it is with this week, but we have more sharks. So these, get this, what would you call them? Would they be an albino rainbow shark? Because again, we're two colors. I don't know, if there was like 50 different types of rainbow sharks in colors, we could technically combine them all and make one actual rainbow shark. But that is the albino version of your normal rainbow shark. Again, mix these with the other ones, they're gonna fight, so sort of pick your favorite shark in your tank, because long term it's not really gonna work. I mean, you can get away with it, but they're just gonna spend all their time fighting over territory as they mature, once they get a decent size. So maybe you got 6 months, a year before they start to really not like each other if you keep more than one. But albino rainbow sharks, again, just the albino version of your normal rainbow shark. Let's hope there's no more rainbow sharks in here. What do we got? Oh, more shrimp. Red cherry shrimp. So these are the red version of the blue cherry shrimp. Everything that applies to the blue ones applies to the red ones. So the red ones are cheaper than the blue ones because there's more of them around, and that's sort of the way it works with everything. But I think we might even have some yellow ones there, and we might have some mixed ones. So lots of different awesome shrimp, and you can mix all the colors together. You're not going to end up with all brown shrimp if you mix all the colors, unless you've got predators in your tank eating all the little colorful shrimplets. So if you mix these blues, no, these are red. If you mix these reds with those blues, you might end up mostly blue, mostly red. You're not really going to end up with purple. You might get some reddy blue kind of ones, or you might end up with all yellows depending on the genetics of their parents and their parents' parents and all that sort of stuff. So kind of interesting if you mix them all, but if you line breed them, you're going to get 99% pure that color, which is sort of how they breed different colors and stuff like that. One will have a little bit of blue, mix it with another one with a little bit of blue, and eventually you got a solid blue shrimp, which is kind of cool. Oh, okay, they're awesome. Wow. Yep, there you go. It's a perfect time if you want some long fin cherry barbs, because they are huge. There is a nice mix of males and females. These are one of the nicest, easiest, peaceful fish you can keep. So temperature wise, 20 degrees to 28 degrees, pH wise, anything from 6 to 7. Look at them. They are bright red. The only thing nicer than the longfin albinos, no, is the longfin albinos. Ha ha ha! The only thing nicer than the longfin cherries is the albino longfin cherries, and they just glow. So the albino gene gets rid of the browns, but these are pretty bright. Like, I would be happy with a tank full of these. They are really nice fish. Super peaceful. So a lot of barbs are nippy. These are not. You can keep these with guppies, you can keep them with neons. Anything, as long as the water quality is fine, they will go perfectly peaceful with awesome, awesome looking fish. Yes, be quick for those because at that size and color, they're going to sell out super quick, but they're just a really, really nice community fish. For a minute then I thought there were more sharks, but they're not. They're African cichlids, so it looks like Labiachromis hongi. These will color up into a really nice Malawi cichlid. So these have a high pH, anything from about 7.8 to about 8.5. They're going to max out about that 10-15 centimeters. Purple with bright yellow on them. Really nice cichlids. Now, African cichlids and the Malawi cichlids like these come from Lake Malawi. They are super, super aggressive, so you want to keep them with a group of 20 plus other Malawi cichlids. If you've only got like less than 10, say, or even less than 15, you'll get a dominant one, beat up all the other ones, and it's just generally not going to work. So you want numbers to stop the aggression, but Labiachromis hongi are just another awesome looking Malawi cichlid, mixed with a whole lot of other Malawi cichlids in a decent sized tank, high pH, and temperature wise anything from 22 to 28 degrees. They will go really, really well. Nice fish. Don't keep these currently at home. I will again one day, but these are for sale right now. We have a bag of Platies. Sunset Platies, it looks like. Well, wagtail sunset Platies because they've got the black tail. So Platies are a Central American live bearer like your Guppies. Give birth to live young. Temperature wise, they're going to range anything from about 16 degrees Celsius up to 30 degrees. So a wide range of temperatures. They'll tolerate the water a little bit cooler than Guppies will. And they are easy to breed. So easy to tell males from females. Females will give live birth, obviously because they're a live bearer, up to 60 babies. And yeah, pH wise, anything from 7 to 7.5. They like the water slightly alkaline. And you can't go wrong. Really, really nice. If you're going to have more males than females, they can fight. So try and have an even mixture of sexes or just the girls, and then you won't get any hassles of the boys chasing each other. But once the girls are impregnated by the boys, you're going to have batches of babies every couple of months for a year and a half or so. And these fish only live for about 2.5 years. So pretty much their whole life of giving babies births. Next. These are honey dwarf gouramis. These are an Asian small gourami that's going to max out about that 4 to 5 centimeters. Lovely honey color. And they're called a honey dwarf gourami because they're small, honey colored, and they're a gourami. So gouramis breathe through the surface. They like the water warm, so anything from 26 degrees to 30 degrees Celsius. pH wise, anything from 6 to 7. Lovely looking fish. Why did I say looking wrong? Lovely looking fish. Yes, that's what they are. Finally, we have more guppies. Oh, they're pretty. Okay, they're Dumbo guppies, and they're called Dumbo guppies because their little fins are black. Apparently that's like elephant hairs, and a Dumbo is an elephant. So yeah, cryptic, I know. But we have lots more male guppies. We have lots of females down there as well at the moment, but these are just another nice strain of guppy, and I'm pretty sure I saw, yes I did, another strain of guppies. Oh, they're like a sky blue color. So when they're in the bag like that, they lose a bit of color. So probably on screen now, you'll see some really, really nice guppies. So with them, if you're keeping males and females, you want to keep at least 4 or more females. Otherwise, if you only got a male and a female, male's going to harass the female all the time because that's how they breed. So if you have like 4 or more females, then you can have multiple males, and it just gives the other females a little bit of a break. Or you can just have males in the tank because they're super colorful, awesome little peaceful fish. Again, slightly alkaline water, so anything from 7 to 7.5. Temperature wise, 20 degrees to like 26, 28 degrees, and they will be perfectly fine. More guppies. Would you look at those? Okay, female betta fish, and they are huge. That one is green. See if I can kind of show you what they look like through the cups. These are all going to go into the same tank, and with your females, there's double tails, there's all sorts in there. So with the females, you can actually have them in groups. So long as you've got 3 or more, they're going to be perfectly fine. If you've got like 2, one's probably going to harass the other one. If you've got 6, they're going to be a lot better. If you've got 8, they're even going to be better. They're going to be better because they're betta fish. But there's some really, really nice colors there. I'll check them out. Okay, so on screen, I will have them either in a tub or in a tank, so you can actually see them there. Lovely looking fish. They're going to color up even better than what you see because it just takes them a few days to actually settle in, and they're still going to change color a little bit, but these are big chunky girls. Now you can keep these with just about everything except guppies, so pH wise anything from 6 to 7, temperature wise anything from like about 22 degrees up to about 30 degrees Celsius. They do like the water nice and warm, but as long as you've got a group of them together, if you mix them with long-tailed fish like guppies, they're going to keep trying to nip at the guppies' tails, but if you have them with tetras, corydoras, all that sort of stuff, they're going to be perfectly fine. Awesome looking fish, and yeah, there's some really nice female betta fish. Finally, we got some decent size in, because I think 2 or 3 weeks ago we got tiny little females. Now we got lots of awesome females. That was all in that box. Now we're gonna panic and gonna show you fish in bags as I open the boxes and stuff like that, because it'll be tomorrow. Yes, let's jump to that. Okay, it is the next day and our fish have arrived. We have all sorts of stuff everywhere. 2 boxes. Now, I'm not entirely sure what is in here, but first bag, we have Cichlids catfish. And yeah, you're not going to see them on the screen because this is pretty much a few hours before I upload this video, I know. So these are all going to be acclimatized to the tanks and settled in overnight, but we have Cichlids catfish. What on earth are they? We have ember tetras, tiny little red tetras. I should probably tell you stuff about them. The Otto catfish are the awesome little algae-eating catfish. Where are they? Let's go grab them again. So these are the super small, tiny little algae-eating catfish. They're schooling. They actually look at really decent size too. South American, they are tropical, so you want to keep your temperature around that 22 to 26 degrees. Schooling, so you want to group with them. There are some really nice fat Cichlids in there. Oh, yes. And awesome algae eaters. If you want something for a planted tank that's not going to destroy your plants, go for the Cichlids cats. Now, these are from South America as well, so these are little ember tetras. They will go bright neon red. So if you look back to where there was the endlers in this video, there was a few of these in the endlers tank. These are the little bright red tetras that you saw in that tank. It just takes them a little while to color up because they're in a bag, in a white box. They completely lose all their color, which makes it really difficult to work out what they are. It's a good thing all I do is unbox fish all day, every day. So I know what these are. These are dwarf chain loaches. Awesome. I wanted more of these. These are the best these are the best snail eaters that you can get that are not going to destroy any of your fish. So they're a dwarf. They're going to max out about 5-6 centimeters at the most, and they're going to eat all the snails in your tank, but they're not going to eat guppies or tetras or anything like that. Schooling, so you want a group of 3 or more of them, but they are one of the best little snail eaters ever if you've got a small community tank. Oh, that is a big sailfin molly from Mexico, a tropical fish. Did I even tell you about the loaches? I didn't. Normal tropical conditions. So yes, 22 degrees to 28 degrees, and pH wise 6 to 7, about 7.2, they will be fine. So they've got a big range. Okay, sorry, I'm just excited about opening all these. It's sort of like Christmas every time here. So, mollies, these are from Mexico. They'll go from full fresh to full salt. Want a pH between 7 and 8, and temperature-wise, anything from 20 degrees up to about 30 degrees Celsius. Now, there should be a whole lot of sailfin mollies. There is a silver one. A lot of these bags will all be Dalmatian. Same fish. They just package them individually. Oh, that's not. Oh, wow, that's nice. Okay, that is an epistogramma, which is a dwarf cichlid. Wow, look how fiery orange that is. There should be a couple of pairs of these. So these are from South America, tropical fish, 22 to 26 degrees, pH 6 to 7, and really lovely little fish. Have we got any more of those? That is ridiculously nice. Okay, wow, yes. I only got a couple of them, and that looks like the red version. Oh no, that's a female. Okay. So, if you can see them, that is a male. These are going to max out about 5-6 centimeters, and the females about 4 centimeters. Not as much color as the males, but they are an absolutely amazing fish. Looks like there's 2 pairs of those. Oh, there's the red version. As the door magically opens, we have ghosts. There is the red version. I know, you're not going to see them any better than that in this video, and I think there's only a couple of pairs of each. There is a girl. So I have red epistogramma and orange epistogramma. Yes, looks like there's only a couple of pairs of those. Oh, we have more fish in here. I know, I'm sorry I can't show you those actually on the screen, but they are super nice fish. Yeah, send a message on social media or something like that, because I'll probably sell out of those really, really quickly once people see them. These are, what are they? Little tiny pygmy Corydoris. Again, another nano fish. Don't eat snails, don't eat algae, but they will rummage around the bottom of your tank, and they are one of the smallest, easiest to get Corydoris you can get. Schooling, so you want a group of those. Really, really nice tiny fish. Tropical again, so 22 to 26 degrees, and pH-wise 6.5 to 7. They will go really well. We have more mollies in this tank. No, wait, this is not a tank, this is a box. So more mollies. Oh, red honey dwarf gouramis. So they're like the honey dwarf gourami, but these are the red version. Bright red, small, tropical, awesome little fish. Everything that applies to the normal honey dwarf gouramis applies to them. Oh, big pearl gouramis. Okay, now these will get huge. These are going to get about 12, 14 centimeters. Males will get a bright red throat on them, and I've known another name for them is lace gourami. I think there might be a couple of bags of those because they are huge. Yes, there's a couple of bags of those, so we've got a fair few big ones of those. And wow, they're monstrous, giant gold gouramis. Now they look big, they are big. These are probably a good 10 centimeters or so, so they're getting a little bit bigger than that, but they've only got, I'm going to put them down because they're freaking out. But they are not going to eat any tetras or anything like that because they've got tiny little mouths on them. So if you want a big display fish in with your smaller fish, go for one of the gouramis. The lace gouramis or the pearl gouramis are just absolutely amazing as well. And we have more sharks. These are silver sharks. Yeah, be called that because they're a shark shape and they're silver. These will get big. They get about 30, 40 centimeters. Black edging on the silver bodies. Really hard to sort of see in the bag, but they are a shark. And I think, no, more silver sharks in there. So we've got a fair few silver sharks, a fair few gouramis. I'm going to look at those apistogramma again because they are really, really nice. Oh, look at that. That's a really nice looking fish, even though you can't see it in the bag. Okay, that was all the extra bits and pieces. I'm gonna rush like mad to sort all this out. And if you did enjoy this video, click the thumbs up so I know. If you've got any questions about any of the fish in this video, comment down below or give me a ring on the shop, or you can contact me on social media. There's links down below and stuff like that. If you want to become a member, members get a discount code on everything in store. So not only fish and plants and stuff like that, but all dry goods and everything on paulsaquariums.com or in store, which is in Brisbane, Australia. And if you're already a member, thank you very, very much for being a member. If you want to see any other unboxing videos, you can click the little thing on the screen now and feel free to subscribe. We will see you in the next video. Thanks heaps for all my members.